Jess
Just
Hilarious.
hilarious. There's a lot of backlash she received for some comments she
Oh,
made. Go ahead.
and that story about Kiki,
Mm-hmm.
the one that came out in April,
Yeah.
uh, when she was at a event, that thing, TC Madison is the one that hosted it.
Oh, so that they trying to that yeah. What Regina say
Oh, where did she go?
right there?
She said, I'm not canceling nobody. Prefer to learn from the light and dark of others as well as from the lady in the mirror.
That's true.
There you give her
See
raw.
that? Hold on. When I said that, you don't agree. Take the meat, leave the bone. What was she basically saying? She's saying take the meat, leave the bone. And you disagree with me when I say that.
It's a learning experience
Yeah.
for me every day too.
All right. All right. All right. Let me go ahead and move on to this story. Just
Kiki
hilarious.
Palmer sex tape is next.
Not
Is
true.
it gonna be with a woman or
I don't know. I don't know if she go that far.
go
Or I
ahead?
don't want to say go
I
ahead.
just want to note Kiki came from a good black family, two-parent household. They supported
Yes.
misbehavior. She said that in the article.
We're not gonna leave this right quick. Let's go ahead and finish out this what we about to
Yeah.
say. Kiki also said her family. She said that her family doesn't make it a big deal. They kind of knew her
They
sexuality.
never had a talk. She's just a free spirit and
Which now I don't want to go into that bag, but in the industry, your handlers typically that's usually something in you long before there is a chance to make another decision. So
the boule is against black power.
and remember, she is a Disney disciple. You hear me?
Yes.
She is a
She is part of
Disney.
the Disney.
She's part of the Disney
They're
universe.
programmed.
So I'm not surprised.
They always turn into sex kittens.
A Kiki part of the problem industry. We learn from our enemies, yes, but our enemies want
Us
us
canceled.
canceled.
Okay, just hilarious.
All right, Jess Hilarious, trans versus cisgender
That's
tirade, they called it.
brilliantly flaws, fellow Baltimore native.
Jess Hilarious canceled for defending biological women, question mark. This is the Ricky Smiley. I didn't even know he had a website, but I got his article from him. Um, let me just show.
You remember that horrible TV show he had where he tried to be like Martin? Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
it ain't gonna lie, it was bad. It was bad. All right, let's move to this.
It was on TV One too.
All the bad was on TV. All right. Uh, some are calling for the cancellation of comedian Jess Hilarious for comments made during a heated internet debate over transphobia and womanhood. The video was released in response to trans television personality LGBT activist T.S. Madison backing up a TikTok video about cis biological women gatekeeping menstrual cycles. The clip mentions that cisgender women don't realize that they don't own womanhood and periods, and that it is transphobic to think so. Let me pause for a second.
We are our enemies. We lack knowing our traits. Mr. George.
This that's a good one. That's a good one, George.
That's why I said Mr. George. See, that was respect. When
All
you
right,
say something that's worth a damn, you get respect.
let me pause for a second. What we live in a world now where a person can go onto the internet. The internet, by the way, they tell us is filled with misinformation and disinformation. But a person can go on the internet and say that women don't own womanhood
Uh,
or periods, menstrual cycles.
there is not a cisgender. There's only men and women.
And that's
Mr.
another thing when they
George.
say how people want to be called by these so-called pronouns or whatever. And it's like, well, you say you want to respect people for what they want to be called. What if I told you I don't want that cis in front of my gender?
I think that's crazy to put
Si-
a cis. You're cisgendered,
You're a cis male. You're a cis. No, I'm a male, and as a
and
female.
they were letting that shit go.
And now people are starting to back up on like, hold on, y'all doing too much. It's going too far. And I noticed that a lot of, unfortunately, let's be honest, years ago it started to be this thing being pushed with the intersectional feminist type of ideology, where they were saying that uh, these were marginalized people that need to be protected. It is what it is. And now these people are telling you what they really feel. I remember when I saw a whole bunch of transgender people saying that black women should 100% support this because they call y'all men. So you had a transgender person telling black women, if I'm not being called a woman, talking about the transgender person, then you shouldn't be called one.
Let's you done?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So go back to Just Hilarious and that's not the picture.
What she
There's
call-
a picture of them side by side in the article. Where is it at?
I'm gonna play the video of what she said.
Okay, is it the next one?
Yeah, I think it's the next article.
Okay,
I'm
go
not
ahead.
gonna play what she said because it just you got a gist of
I
what she
think
was
we
saying.
already played when that
Yeah, that happened
thing.
months ago. I think
Yeah.
this went re-viral again. I'm just gonna play what Jess Hilarious said in
I'm
her
glad you
response.
said he went reviral again. Got it on the head.
Huh?
The hermaphrodite god Baphomet.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
That's what's coming to. No sound.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. She's not joking. There is no actual sound tripping.
Oh.
She said no actual sound. Hey, she made sure she cleaned it up. Thank you
Oh,
very
there was.
much.
Oh, she's the honorable Sienna said no sound. No, really. See,
I'm
no
sorry,
sound.
y'all.
Really.
I'm sorry. All right, we back. We back now. We back.
Who the fuck is gonna stand up for us? Who the fuck stands up for us? And us, I mean women, real women, biological women, women who were born with all the parts that you guys wish that you were. When does the delusion stop? What is the difference between you and someone who has been diagnosed to be mentally insane?
Well, they were in the book. What do they call that book? The DS something. It's a book about all the mental illnesses. The DS something. I'm sorry, y'all might know it in the chat. Let me know if y'all know it in the chat. It's a book of all the mental illnesses, everything that's classified as a mental illness. The DS something. It was once in the book, but they removed it. So
What's the only difference is you don't have a straight jacket on. Stop talking out your fucking ass. Wake up. How are you projecting your anger on real women? Because we are the gatekeepers. We are the gatekeepers for periods. We the only one that fucking bleed, honey. We the only ones that can give birth. We make y'all people. We make y'all. Y'all come from us. You can't be us. You will never. You're chasing something you'll never ever get. You'll never be that.
it's sad that we're in a world where a woman saying that is considered hate speech. You know, I hate to say this, but a lot of times when these type of conversations happen, they start with white people first. I would say 5 to 10 years ago, white people were already having this back and forth on social media. I remember YouTube in 2013, 14.
Maybe it's the nostrils.
They
Damn, she
don't
got
tell
a
me they in
nose on
there.
her.
Don't tell me they're in there going at her.
No, Eastwood is the only one. Everybody else in there being deep.
Eastwood. But I remember these conversations were already happening. I remember in the UK, there's a woman, I forgot her name. There's a show called Good Morning Britain.
We watch that.
It's like Good Morning America, but you know, most America steals all this shit from overseas. But anyway, it's called Good Morning
But it's
Britain.
better over here though. Well, no, not all the time
Not all
because
the time.
they get real.
They get real. So the woman went on
They
the
blunt.
show and she was discussing how the word woman, she put a definition of woman on a billboard, and it was controversial. They said she was being it was form of hate speech. To put the definition of woman on a billboard,
Yes.
to put the definition of woman on a t-shirt was hate speech.
And you are in our what is she? The new Supreme Court Justice, what's her name?
Ketanji Brown Jackson.
She says she doesn't know the definition
Of a woman.
Of a woman. She can't give you a definition of a woman.
It's insanity.
That's who y'all elected.
No,
selected.
You mean Joe Biden?
Joe Biden selected to
be representative, but you know. So she said that, and it caused a lot of backlash from some people. Let me go back here.
My bad. Let me grow up being with the kids all day. No, it's good to joke around.
It's good, man. You gotta make everything serious.
No, everything don't have to be serious.
All right. Social media commentator Paris Paradise goes viral for defending Jess Hilarious in trans woman debate. This woman right here, I've seen her a couple times on social media. She speaks truth to power a lot of times. She got a lot of people that dislike her. Let me play what she had to say. Oh, you got something to say?
Brintley said they asked Colombian students and Harlem students, can men have babies? Most white Colombian students said yes. Harlem heavily disagreed. White people, shit.
Exactly. It started with them. I remember the debates back in the day. And then when they want to push it mainstream, as always, they go through the black people.
Not mad at her.
Remember the what's his name? The guy, the Kardashian. What's his name?
Did you forget to put the sound on?
I'm tripping.
Sorry, we on StreamYard, so every time
Every
you go
time.
to
Well, we
video,
don't have to, but I like to do this way because otherwise it will lag.
yeah, the screen, we have to screen share.
Yeah, it will lag sometimes, so I don't want to do it that way. All right, hold on. Oh, let me restart this. But yeah, let me play the video now. You should hear it now. Everything should be good. Okay.
While everyone is in an uproar about who can bleed and who can't, men have become so obsessed with women that they want to turn into one. And I find it quite flattering that womanhood seems so great to you guys. Y'all know me. You may not like what I got to say, but I'm going to say it anyways. In recent conversation, there's been a lot of uproar between trans women and real women. In my opinion, I think the most misogynistic thing that a man can do is reject his biology as a man and go into women-dominated spaces telling other women how he's a better woman than them.
Jesus, that's what they out here saying?
What? Yes, they're talking Travis. That's why I'm not surprised by the tide that's on the turn. What's the dude named the Kardashian dude?
Bruce Jenner.
Bruce Jenner.
Or Caitlyn Jenner now.
Bruce, whatever. He did what he did in the first year. They gave him Woman of the Year.
The hermaphrodite, the Baphomet.
Which is what this whole thing is about. It's a big ritual.
Michelle Obama.
It's a spell
I'm
cast.
sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
It's a spell cast on a whole damn planet, really. It's a whole ritual.
Because it's based off of his feelings of how he perceives a woman to be, while walking in society emulating what he believes a woman looks like by replicating other women. When we're discussing womanhood, I cannot go to another woman and ask her what it feels like to be a woman, because being a woman is not a feeling. However, being a woman, I absolutely am subjected to my reproductive organs that identify me.
So I'm not gonna play the whole thing. She went in, you know, a lot of backlash came her way.
I mean, why? She was...
What?
You know what I say? Even when these black YouTubers, it's one in particular. It's a black dude that be wearing purple hair on YouTube that be acting like
purple hair.
The one that be wearing the purple hair.
He black?
He black.
Purple hair.
He does skits. And it's another one dude that's a heavy set dude, and he be doing skits too. Wanda from In Living Color, LOL.
That's true.
Black man dude is heavily on YouTube.
From Norbit, Big Mama House.
Yeah, they
all done did it.
Poking fun at
creating
caricatures out of black women.
Tu Wong Fu, or was it what do you call it? Conditioning.
How is it conditioning?
To prepare you for this to be a mainstream thing.
Oh, okay.
So we'll do it in a comedic fashion right now.
I get it.
But in the future, it's going to be something that we're going to tell you to respect and hold in high regard. A protected class, actually. All right, let me show this.
Oh, you got that picture of Jess Hilarious and her side by side? Him, T.S. Madison?
I don't think I do.
I swear there was a picture of them side by side.
No. I want to show this article just to show this is the academics. The academics blast Jess Hilarious. I thought she was trans the whole time.
Now let's piggyback on that.
Go ahead.
I think she did one interview where she was talking about there was a dude that hit her up in her DMs. The person is a celebrity, and they only reached out to her because they thought that she was a tranny.
And we've been telling you this makeup.
That's why I wanted that picture of Jess Hilarious and T.S. Madison side by side, saying, because T.S. Madison said, the reason why they call you women out here are getting confused with trans. Well, that's because these dudes are out here doing your makeup and your hair. They're dressing you to make you look like them.
Which one are you talking about? Which one?
Hold
on, y'all. Hold on.
I don't see it.
Okay, maybe. I don't know.
There you go. That one. That's it right there. That's the picture.
Hold on, y'all. Let me
blow it up.
Yeah, that look crazy.
Now look at that.
Hold on, they can't see it right now. Hold on.
Now.
Hold on, they can't see it. Hold on. Let me just stop sharing. Bam, bam. Thank you. All right, they can see it now.
Now look at that. Look at the picture of Jess Hilarious and T.S. Madison side by side.
This heavy makeup,
heavy wig.
Over too much going
It's
on.
too much going on. It's too much makeup. Too much makeup. You
This-
look better in your natural state.
And this was something that was pushed on you. And, you know, now it's a problem. I'm just being honest.
Because they told you your hair wasn't good enough. So you out here wearing wigs.
It's true.
Tough.
I'm not going to play this other one. There's another transgender person who made a video going at women. I'm not going to play that one. It's just like...
One look like Porky, the other one look fake.
That's true. It look like a
There's
AI
a huge
person.
difference between women makeup and trans makeup. Trans use a lot of eyebrow
Deletion. Yeah, because they're trying to get rid of that strong ass brow a man has and the cheekbone situation. Yeah, they're trying to cover something up. That's why I don't know why some of these people
say going at Jess looks, but when she do her makeup and hair, it's a problem. No, I'm not going at her looks at all.
You're not. But yeah, Jess, when she on one, like, all right.
I'm not going at her looks at all.
All right. Just put pressure on you. But let's move on. Let's move on to the next thing. What we got?
Batman eyelashes and baby hair at 35. Really fly.
Baby hair.
Baby hair. That baby hair get you.
All right, let's see. Now, Dr. Umar Johnson, he commented on the situation. He came out in support of Jess Hilarious and her comments. Let me show y'all what he had to say. Hold on.
Sister Jess Hilarious, I'm glad she took the stand because so many Black women are afraid to speak up. What Jess Hilarious is doing is important. It's critical that it gets done. We're not going to allow her to.
I want you to respond to this. Honorable Sienna said, when Black women were told their hair wasn't good enough, who fought for them not to be discriminated against? No one.
Well, let me say this. In the 1920s and 30s, Black men and women, but Black men were frying their hair left and right. Black men were doing the perms and shit in their hair to make their hair more stringy. At some point, a Black man came out of that, started rocking his hair in more Caesars, frozen stuff. If you got to be honest, from like the 40s, 50s till about the 80s, when a Black man was so-called in the home, was so-called over his community, he had the Black woman and his Black children in afros. Matter of fact, he had so much influence. He had white people, he had Asians, he had Indians, Hispanic. Everybody was rocking afros because of the Black man and the Black woman and the Black child. So I won't say no one fought to protect Black women from the propaganda that they weren't good enough, because amongst us, when you look at any magazine cover, what was the name of it? Ebony, Essence. They always put Black women on the cover with afros, natural hair. They showed you your natural state. Now, unfortunately, those magazines were not as big as the Caucasian because they had a bigger population in America. They have more funding. So they was able to get their propaganda out to be much at a bigger audience. So I can't say no one fought for the image of the Black woman. That's not true.
George said George said could never get waves. You're not Black.
Damn.
You're not Black.
Nah, our cousin can't get waves.
Who?
Paul.
And we're questioning
No,
them.
we ain't never questioned.
We do question them. We say we don't know. Their father is a little.
No, we didn't.
Oh, they might watch. That's why you saying this.
What the fuck, Travis?
What the fuck, Travis say? He always talking shit.
What did he say?
Regina told us to watch Who Cloned Tyrone. It relaxes bitches respectfully.
Oh, by the way, when we watched that they called Tyrone originally, you made a point that Jamie Foxx's character seemed flamboyant.
Yes.
And it's funny because I went and looked at the article of a review, and they even said that flamboyant Jamie Foxx.
I told you his character was flamboyant.
But I always saw him as more of a pimp.
No, it was a little.
Pimps
it was
have
beyond. Pimps do it.
No, pimps have a metrosexual industry.
It's different though. His character was a little bit. It was different. I'm just gonna say that.
It was different.
I've seen. I be on buses with pimps sometimes. I see how they move.
Oh yeah, I've seen pimp. Now the pimps nowadays wear tank tops, dirty tank tops, and jeans.
Oh no, this pimp looked like Jerome off of Martin that I see on the bus sometimes.
He must be older dude.
He's old school.
Okay.
Got his pinky got his ring on. Got his wide bitches. Tell him to get off here. I'll meet you back here later. I'm going downtown.
You can't be pimping off no bus.
You better be having my money.
Hold on.
I'm gonna slap the
flag
shit out.
on the play. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. Oh, you can't be pimping off no bus. That's crazy. You supposed to have your caddy. You supposed to have your drop top. What is he doing? Anyway,
You on a bus with a pimp? No, man, they used to be a pimp.
all right, go see what she say.
Oh man. Who? There was a segment of people, not the entire African American community. So you're speaking of a magical time where respectability politics don't exist.
What you mean a segment of the people? What do you mean? Black people in general were rocking afros. They were pushing their own image. Black power. All that stuff came out of that era. I love my blackness.
Thank you, Regina.
Which is why black people in America have a different connection to the idea of blackness, because we use it as a protection from being in the belly of the beast in America.
If prostitution is the oldest profession, what's pimping?
Yeah, pimping got to be older because somebody had to convince her to do it.
It's possible penny pimping.
Penny pimping. Oh, you doing for pennies? You love the lifestyle, not the money.
What, man? What Umar?
All right, she said she said, what Umar gonna say?
Man, what Umar phony ass gonna say?
All right, let me show y'all. This is what Umar had to say. I'm gonna replay this. This is what Umar had to say about Jess Hilarious.
I stand with my sister Jess Hilarious. I'm glad she took the stand because so many black women are afraid to speak up. What Jess Hilarious is doing is important. It's critical that it gets done. We're not going to allow her to get canceled. She's doing the right thing. A biological man can never be a biological woman. He will never get a menses. His breast will never develop milk. He will never carry a child. Last time I checked, women have an XX chromosome. Men have an XY, if I'm not mistaken. It doesn't matter how much sexual reassignment surgery you get. You will never have a double X chromosome. Men cannot be women. They can only be made to look like them. Women cannot be men. They can only be made to look like them. But here's the difference. I don't really see biological women living as artificial men trying to speak for black men. I'm seeing biological men living as artificial women trying to speak for black women.
Exactly.
Everyone did support Martin Luther King, but you think they were all rocking afros talking about black power?
Talk about the majority. The majority of the community moves in one way, whether it's positive or negative. Of course, not every black person was rocking an afro. There were people rocking hairstyles like braids and bald heads, Caesars,
when
waves.
pimping was a respected profession and cops respected the game.
No, it was some crazy shit. I remember that. I keep bringing this book up, Iceberg Slim's book, and he was a pimp, and he talked about the stuff that they went through.
Regina said, speaking of pimping, I'm just learning that many Black Panthers use Karens to help fund the movement.
Well, that's what they said. A lot of the people that was funding it were using through white women, at least the ones that were going that route.
Phony ass Umar makes points though.
Exactly. Get a man his props. He made good points.
One of the best pimps in whole series is on HBO. I think it's called The Deuces. Y'all seen it?
No, I haven't seen it yet. I might check it out.
The Deuce.
I might check it out.
Regina,
they don't release pimp movies. They don't release pimp movies no more. I get why this social society in general right now you're not allowed to do that, but they don't release those no more. I told people Jane Fonda funded the Panthers.
She said still phony.
Remember that white woman who got accused of sleeping around with one of the Panthers? It was a big story. She was a celebrity, and she had a child. She had a child to prove that she wasn't cheating. She was pregnant. And when she had the baby was white. They was like, okay, she wasn't cheating.
I did not.
And I'm like, they ain't proved shit. They ain't proved nothing.
That means you were free to do whatever you wanted to do because you knew he was already knocked up.
That means he didn't get it on that day. That told me. He ain't tell me you ain't do nothing.
He got it the wrong week. If it ain't tricking if you got it.
Exactly. T.I. Shout out to T.I. I haven't seen yet. All right.
We see more men playing in makeup attempting to speak for black women because they are being empowered by black men to erasure us.
You say we see more men playing in makeup. Well, I can't disagree. We just brought up.
She said playing in makeup like when the mom tell their daughter playing my damn makeup.
We got to look at Martin. We got to look at Eddie Murphy. But the men did it too. But I feel like at some point it became a thing. Like when you talk about characters in movies. A lot of the times, the gay character, whatever, was Asian, Hispanic, or white.
Hispanic.
Especially Hispanic. Matter of fact, there was an image amongst Hispanic men that they were flamboyant and feminine. Then it was Asian men. And at some point around the late 90s, early 2000s, they became black men. So A lot of those people use acting like a black woman to get a platform. For some reason, people want to see that. I don't know why.
Speaking of secret societies, the Black Panthers quote from the Leopard Society. Didn't you say something about a Leopard Society before?
I probably did.
I think you did.
We talk about so much on here. I probably researched it, forgot about it.
No dishonorable black woman sold themselves are to be opt into the liberation, which resulted into trans having more rights than men and women.
And women. Don't forget that part.